What's up, dude? Joel Magic, what's up, guys? Crystals, and welcome finally to Dark Deception Chapter 4! Yeah, just kidding, it's been delayed again! I would just like to apologize that I haven't uploaded in a while. It's because I've just been way too relaxed and I've not been doing much work lately. The family returns. And if you do not know what that is, basically I have a group called The Family. It's basically my top 25 most favorite games. If any of you guys do not recognize these games, I recommend that you find someone who played it before. So we have Little Nightmares, Baldis Basics, Hello Neighbour, Doki Doki Literature Club, Cuphead, Fanverse the Freddys, Monstrum, I'm Scared, Horrorvale, Billie Bus Stop, Hollow Knight, Spooky's Jumpscare Mansion, Yonder Simulator, 123 Slaughter Me Street, Super Meat Boy, The Binding of Isaac, Undertale, Bendy and the Ink Machine, Dark Deception, Portal, Yum Nikki, Showdown Bandit, SCP Containment Breach, Shovel Knight, and Tattletail. Those are the 25 that are part of the family. I'm going to talk about what games I am going to play for this year. Basically, most of the games that I put into the family are freaking gonna come back this year. But I said most, not all of them, but so much of them. About 23 of them are returning. Well, actually 20 of them are returning. 3 of them are getting fully released. Number 1, Doki Doki Blue Skies. If you haven't watched me played it, you should watch it. It's quite good. Doki Doki Blue Skies is the game of the original Doki Doki Literature Club, but this time, Monica does not interfere with the game. I did Act 1, and it turns out there are 2 more acts. And I know that Doki Doki Blue Skies came out in 2020, but since it came out in 2020, I thought, might as well bring it with me, because it is the second game of Doki Doki. And the reason why I didn't start Act 2 yet from last year is because I thought, why not save Act 2 and Act 3 for 2021, where many of the other games are coming. So expect me to continue playing Doki Doki Blue Skies. Next up, Spooky's Jumpscare Mansion Dollhouse. If you guys haven't seen it yet, Spooky's Jumpscare Mansion Dollhouse is another DLC game, and it is Spooky's Jumpscare Mansion, the ending of it all. Basically, I go to this creepy dollhouse where Spooky doesn't really like it, and many creepy, terrifying things were there that I had to discover. However, I let the evil get out into the world. I haven't gotten the good ending yet. I was going to do the good ending for part of the Halloween special, but then I thought, again, so many of these games are coming in 2021, and Spooky's Jumpscare Mansion, probably another game of it won't come for a long time. So I decided that I'll get the good ending for Spooky's Jumpscare Mansion Dollhouse this year. Next up, Little Nightmares 2. Any of you know about Little Nightmares is a fantastic, creepy, spooky game with loads of weird, body-shaped people. And in Little Nightmares 2, we'll be joined up with another person called Mono, who has a paper bag on his head and who wears a nice coat. And is it 2-player? I have no clue. But I'm just going to say now, Little Nightmares 2 is going to be the first game, because it is coming out on the 10th of February. Get ready, because I'll be bringing out the Little Nightmares series on the 10th of February, and I'll make sure to upload an episode every day. At least, I hope I push myself enough too. I have not played the demo, and I've not watched anyone play the demo, because I want it all to be a surprise to me when the full game comes out. And that will be in 10 days. Actually 11 days, it's the 30th today. Next up, Monstrum 2. Monstrum 2 has actually been released now, so that'll be the game that I'll start playing after Little Nightmares 2. But it is an early access game to check for bugs and other things like that. If you don't know what Monstrum is you're a survivor on the ship, and you're getting chased by the Brute, which is a big lava golem, chased by this weird amphibian wide-mouthed creature. You're getting chased by a fiend who has like sorcerer's powers. But in Monstrum 2, it is multiplayer and you're all trying to escape the ship, but you have like a brand new hound creature chasing after you, and the Brute returns even more lava-like. Maybe I'll wait for the full game to come out first. But then when I checked, they said that they think that the early access will end in 8 or 12 months. So we're gonna play this game after Little Nightmares 2. Next up, we have Super Meat Boy Forever. So if you don't know what Super Meat Boy is, it's a fantastic indie platformer game that looks very tricky, very hard, where you're a little guy trying to save your girlfriend. Except this time, you're trying to save your son. Meat Boy will be joined in by his wife, Bandage Girl. She's so cute. To save Nugget. No, not Nugget! And Nugget's been captured by whoever this guy is. I forgot his name. All I know is that he always flips you. So I'm gonna wait for the Steam version to come out first and then play it. Next up, Portal Reloaded. For years we've been asking for Portal 3, and yeah, we were just giving up on it. Until Portal Reloaded came. It's not Portal 3, however. I was actually so excited. I thought it was Portal 3. It's actually a DLC for Portal 2. But this time, we have an extra portal. A green square portal. And basically what happens is that we can go through time. So we can either go to the freshly brand new made lab area with nice and white, or we can go to the scrap pile. And we use this to solve many other puzzles. However, this is only 25 levels, but still, this seems very good. And I think it's for free. And plus, it's better than nothing, because we've waited for ages, and it shows that the team of Portal has not stopped yet. So if Portal Reloaded has showed up, maybe they might even do a Portal 3. But for now, Portal Reloaded will represent Portal for this year. Next up, Baldis Basics Plus. Baldis Basics is an amazing game where you're getting chased by a teacher when you get the questions wrong, even though there are questions that you can never get right at all. But you have to like avoid principals, bullies, a playgirl, a sock, a hugger, the broom sweeper, and other things. Then there was the camp area, where this annoying mouse thing kept blowing out your fire. Until Baldis Basic Plus came, and now you have a teacher that you have to join their class on time, and you have this person that spits gum at you, that slows you down, and you have the wind thing again that's just pushing you back in the holes. And many other mysterious characters. I have no clue what they are. I know, again, Baldis Basic Plus came out in 2020, however, the full game didn't. Now, I'm hoping, if the full game of Baldis Basics Plus comes this year before summer, then that'll be amazing. But if it doesn't come by that time, then I'm just going to play Baldis Basics Plus, the early access one. Next up, The Binding of Isaac Repentance. The Binding of Isaac is where you're a little child trying to fight your nightmares and just survive from your crazy old lunatic granny. Yes. But this time, we are having a DLC of Repentance. I have no clue what it's about, but all I know is I'm pretty sure there's just going to be more skins for Isaac, just more monsters, more levels, and many other things. It was going to come out as soon as 2021 started, but then they moved it to March as well. Now, that's not much complaints, because it wasn't one of those games that we've been waiting for ages. Next up, SCP Containment Breach is a game that has not had another game in ages. It started off with an SCP game where you go down the stairs and go up the stairs. Then SCP Containment Breach was an amazing game. There's been loads of fan-made SCP games, like an online SCP game, and many others. But there's this game called SCP Pandemic, where you are shooting the SCPs. And so far, I've only seen like zombies, like shooting zombies. Before I thought if they were all Shy Guys, but it doesn't seem like it. So even though this is not made by the same creators as SCP, I'm gonna count for now this to be SCP for this year. Next up, Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight is an awesome digging 8-bit platformer game where there's loads of monsters. It's just an awesome adventure. Just very expensive games, disappointingly. Shovel Knight Dig, it seems that if you know about those diggy games where you just keep digging downwards and downwards, it's like that, except for Shovel Knight, you'll be digging downwards and there'll be different monsters in each zone, and you're digging down, and you have to try and get the Drill King because he stole your loot. Frick you, Drill King. Frick you. Or you have characters like this mysterious mushroom. Next up, we have Cuphead in the Delicious Last Cause. Cuphead in the Delicious Last Cause is a DLC for Cuphead, another adventure. We have the salt shaker guy who's trying to make something, and then I think we're gonna go out to collect ingredients from different places. And we have a bonus character, Chalice. But this is not making it a 3-player game, it is actually still a 2-player game. You can just choose who you want to be. It was gonna be released in 2019, then it got moved to 2020, and now it's not even been released yet. It still says it's going to come out in 2020, but it hasn't yet. So I'm hoping it'll come out this year for 2021. Next up, Deltarune Chapter 2. If you guys remember Deltarune is a game after Undertale, which is an amazing game where it seems that Kara and Frisk has combined it into one. If you've not known about the ending of Deltarune Chapter 1, at the ending we see that Chris had like taken out her own soul and threw it in a cage, which is probably the Frisk, and now Kara is free. All I know that is I've seen a little bit of teasers. We'll be seeing Susie again. We'll be seeing... I'm sorry, it's been so long, I do not remember the names. I'll probably mention it in the video. Next up, Showdown Bandit Episode 2. If you don't know this game, Showdown Bandit is a game that was made by the same creators as Bendy and the Ink Machine. And basically you're just going around avoiding puppets, and then you're having to shoot them all, and you're having to survive. It's quite a good and creepy game, but it ended in quite mysterious. It ended with you actually being a puppet and seeing a bunch of masked figures staring at you. So, is the game going to continue just as a puppet show? Or are we going to actually fight back against these masked people? I don't know, we'll have to see. However, later on, they cancelled the next episode because they said that the game itself didn't get as much views or enough content as they were hoping for, so they don't think they needed to continue it. Until one day, on Twitter, an account for Showdown Bandit, and there's an image of a puppet reaching out of a casket. Why would a fan make this? I'm not saying it could actually be a prank or something, which I hope it's not, but I have a feeling that this is a teaser that they are bringing it back. I'm not saying it's going to come out this year, but if they are bringing it back, I do hope they are. Next up, Tattletail II. Tattletail is a game where you have these little fake Furbies and you're walking around to avoid Mama, someone who's trying to murder you in the dark while you're trying to take out the Furbies and the Furbies are trying to get rid of their Mama. I found a trailer, sorry, it's not a trailer, but it was a video of just an eye of the company just staring at you. Just nothing happening for ages, but then it ended with blackness and then a voice going, "I'll never forget." There's been a lot of theories going on that this is someone called Papa Tail. And if they're going to make Tattletail again, but this time with Papa Tail, then what the heck? But, however, there was another thing. It seems that Waygetter has a lot more, because there's this image that has the name Kaleidoscope on. And if you guys don't know, Kaleidoscope is this old-time toy for, it's like a telescope, except for when you look through it, you get like these colorful patterns and you spin this wheel in front that makes it go in a nice pattern-y way. So it seems that they're going to bring in another toy. Either maybe this one is going to be another murderous toy, or maybe it's going to be something that will help you on your adventure. Maybe you need to use it to see Papa Tail, or maybe you needed to see things on the wall to figure out how to escape, or to find secrets. I have no clue. All I know is that they have a Kaleidoscope coming up next. Don't know why. I don't know if it's going to come up this year, and again, I don't even know if it is if there is a Tattletail 2, but I do hope so. Next up, the game we've been waiting for, I think the longest, Dark Deception Chapter 4. I think it's been delayed about 5 times now, I think. It was going to be 2019, 2020, 2021, and it's been delayed again. I think there's been another time when it's been delayed. It's just been delayed so many times. I don't blame them because of the COVID, but still. So in Dark Deception Chapter 4, we have 3 levels that I am very excited but nervous about. Or at least 2 of them I'm nervous about. One of them, I haven't really seen it as that bad so far. So first one, we have the Reaper Hospital. Was it Reaper Hospital? Well, Hospital. Where we are getting chased by the Reaper nurses who have roller skates, so I'm pretty sure they are going to be faster than us, who can turn invisible and who throw pills at you. That sounds very, very annoying. And we have the boss called the Matron. I have no clue what she's going to do, but I do not want to know. But I'm going to have to know by playing it. Next up, we have the Joy Gang place. Don't know what the place is called, I forgot. But we have the 3 Joy Gang members, Lucky the Rabbit, Hungry the Pig, and Penny the Chick. And it seems that out of all these, this one is the one I'm most nervous about. Because it seems that there are 3 separate characters with their own abilities. Lucky has his own speed boost. I am wondering if that's faster than your own speed boost yourself, because that'll be so annoying. Hungry the Pig, as if we see in this video, we see that he smashes through doors. So we can like close doors to slow him down, but I think he gets angrier and faster the more doors we shut. Or maybe the more doors he shut, the more quicker he smashes through them, so it doesn't matter anymore. And if you guys seen my live stream, you'll know I'm terrible at closing doors behind me. The Billie chicken, I have no clue. So far, she's the least threatening out of the other two. But still, we have no clue. Then we have this other character called the Joy Kill. No clue what it's going to be. Maybe it's all three of them combined. I don't know. And finally of all, we have the cave and the cabin area. I don't know why it's like, I think it's cabin to cave. And we have the mama bear who has her little trigger teddies or frenzy teddies like on her, like coming out of her stomach and things like that. To me, it feels like this might be like the clown gremlins, and we'll have these little guys just running around. But now that I think about it, this might be tricky as well. And then we have the two abilities. I'm not sure if these are actually the abilities. I think they must be because people are confident with them. But we have the magnet, and the magnet should help us with attracting soul shards. I think there must be soul shards that are out of reach that we cannot get. So we're going to have to use that in specific areas. Vanish. And vanish is when you turn invisible. Well, let's also talk about Chapter 5. I don't know if maybe that will come this year. It could. But all I know about Chapter 5 is that we're going to face mannequins and that it's going to be in a mall. That's all I know about. Next up, Hello Neighbour 2. Basically, there's been a game called Hello Guest. I'm going to say now, I did actually do a playthrough of it. It was just awful. I didn't finish the game, but I was terrible at it. Mark will be dressed up as a freaking crow, and he looks very, very fast and skinny and tired out. So this will be another tricky game that I'll be nervous but excited. Next up, if you guys remember what's 3 Slaughter Street, we've all been talking about when is the third game gonna arrive? The answer is this year. If you guys haven't heard of, then thanks to me, you now know that there's gonna be a 1, 2, 3 Slaughter Street evolution. And this game is actually a remake of the first game. So we're gonna have the follower, the greeter, and the waiter again. But we will also be included the nightmare from 1, 2, 3 Slaughter Street 2, and the hunter will also arrive. And from what I see, it looks like that the hunter will be a brand new monster that if you take too long in the holes, he will come running at you. And also, how do I know it's going to come out this year? Well, basically, I joined the Discord, and the first thing I asked was, is there a chance that this game is going to come out this year? And the creator himself replied, 100% yes. Next up, Horrorvale. Horrorvale is an amazing 8-bit game that is funny, that has so many different types of monsters, that has a very cool fighting mechanic, and that has a huge adventure where we need to save Scruffy the dog. And with that, we have a lot of friends coming to help us with that, but we have to face against the creepies, which are basically creepypasta knockoffs. And I've played Act 0 and Act 1, and now I'm waiting for Act 2 to come out. They were going to bring out Act 2 last year, but they had a change of plans, and now they're going to fully release the game. And that might take a long time, so I guess 2022, but I'm still adding it to the list because it was an amazing game, and it's not been fully released yet, and I will be very, very excited to play this game. Next up, Billie Bust Up. If you haven't seen that video yet, watch it. Billie Bust Up is an amazing game with the same voice actors from the one as Has Been Hotel. If you remember Fantokyo that I faced against, that is the same voice actor as Angel Dust. And it is an amazing musical game where you avoid different tags and it's just a complete big musical. I love it because the music makes it so much more adventurous and things like that. And you get a pet fox. So all I know is that we have different other types of bosses that we'll be facing with probably different types of musics. Then we'll have a lot of adventure to go through, helping Billie on her adventure. Next up, Yonder Simulator. So this is when we talk about Horrorvale and Billie Bust Up, how their full game hasn't arrived yet. Neither has Yonder Simulator. All I know is that it's either going to come out this year, but I'm hoping it might come out in 2022 or 2023. Because the creator of it has made a video about when is it going to come out. Basically, he needs money for the project, because he doesn't have enough money to pay for workers to help him with this. If he's not paid enough money, then it'll come out this year, but with not that much good of a game design. It'll actually just be the exact same thing as the normal one, but later on he's going to start a donation where you guys can send money for the Yonder Simulator project to make it even better. If we raise enough money, then we'll be able to get a lot more upgrades for the game, and it'll come out in 2023. But if we get over the amount of money we're meant to support, then he could hire another game developer, and it'll come out in 2022 with the best game development ever. And it'll be an amazing game. If it came out in 2021, I wouldn't mind, but then the game wouldn't have that much of a support and it wouldn't be that much different. I am very hoping that we do reach the money limits. And when is it gonna happen? I have no clue. But all I want to say is that if you guys love Yonder Simulator, then please be ready for the live stream and please do donate money. Next up, Hollow Knight Silksong. Hollow Knight is an amazing platformer game where you fight many different armored bugs and things like that. If you remember, there was a moment where we had to defeat a girl. I think her name is actually Silksong. And we are going to be her. And it seems that we're going to go through an entire adventure. I think it might be after the normal game of Hollow Knight. Basically, I'm going to be very excited for this one as well. Next up, Bendy and the Dark Revival. Bendy and the Dark Revival is another game we've been waiting for ages now. Bendy and Dark Revival, we are going to be this character who has this special ability against ink monsters. It looks like we're going to be accompanied by an actual Bendy character. At least that's what I think from seeing this drawing and a toy. Before we continue, I just want to say that these two next games aren't part of the original family, but the other two games that were part of the family were I'm Scared and Yum Nikki. And unfortunately, those two games did not get another game for this year or later on. At least I have seen no evidence of that. So they will be replaced by these two other games. But if the creator of Yum Nikki and the creator of I'm Scared is watching, please do make another game if you can. Next, The Last Campfire. The Last Campfire looks like a very, very nice game that looks like a mixture of Ori, Unravel, and Pikmin, and it looks so adorable. Like, it looks like an emotional, adventurous game where we're fighting our stone friends and we have to try and turn them back to normal. It looks like such an amazing game, and I will definitely be playing that game. Next up, Fazbears Fan Verse, and basically that is a short word for saying Scott Cawthon's 5 chosen games. That involves Five Nights at Freddy's Plus, Five Nights at Candy's 4, One Night at Flumpty's 3, The Joy of Creation Ignited Collection, and Pop Goes Evergreen. All we know is that Scott Cawthon has paid these 5 game developers to make the game again for free on Game Jolt. But we have no clue when they're going to come out. It might most likely probably next year, because it will take a while. But if they came out this year, then that would be amazing. So be excited for those 5 different games. The only hint we've been given about a game is Five Nights at Freddy's Plus. We have been given a trailer for it. So most likely, it is going to be coming out very, very soon. Next up, we have the game that we've all been waiting for, Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. Another one of the games that's been delayed for ages. Thanks to Steelwool, who also made Five Nights at Freddy's VR Help Wanted, they are making Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, where we are going to go into a shopping mall and face against Vanny, with like different animatronics like Glamrock Freddy, Glamrock Chica, Montgomery Gator, Roxanne Wolf, the Moon, the Sun, and there will be many different robots in the place. And I think that we will be playing as Gregory and Vanessa the Night Guard and Gregory the Child. And those are the 25 different games. Anyway guys, thank you guys for watching this video. If you like it, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe, and a bell, and I'll see you all in the future.